Let me know your thoughts on this.
You don't have to. I'm not obstructing. I'm standing right here in the hallway. I asked to see the judicial warrant. By asking for a judicial warrant? You don't have the authority to arrest U.S. citizens asking for a judicial warrant.
Cross, we go too. Sorry. No way. I'm safe. Where are you taking him? Hello?
Hi, I'm the Controller's Press Secretary. Where are you taking the Controller of the City of New York?
And with what authority?
Why are you arresting the city controller and where are you taking him?
We got a security detail. This number one is going to go with him, all right? Hang on for his number one. Hold on. Brett,
number one?
that's his number one right here, all right? Thank you.
All right, so this guy, his name is Brad Ladner, and he is running for New York City governor. I'm sorry, yeah, New York City mayor. I'm sorry. And so he goes into an ICE case, right? A case is going on. A judge has dismissed the case for the migrant, right? And so ICE goes to detain him again, and he gets in the way. And so he asks something that we're going to talk about right now, and I had to look this up. He keeps saying, I need to see the judicial order, the judicial warrant.
You don't have the authority to arrest U.S. citizens asking for a judicial warrant.
I'm asking for a judicial warrant, right? I think you guys might have heard that, right? So he's saying, I'm asking for a judicial warrant. Watch how we break this down.
You don't have the authority to arrest U.S. citizens asking for a judicial warrant.
Cross, we go too. Sorry. No way.
So he's asking for a judicial warrant. Well, I had to look this up, and I'm like, okay, so could this guy be right? Could he be onto something? And so what I said was this. I said, well, what the heck is a judicial warrant? And I'm like, yo, chat, you know, you serve me well when it comes to just being unbiased and having information. I just want to know what a judicial warrant is. And this is what chat told me. Chat told me that a judicial warrant is something that is signed by a judge, right? Let me get that. Signed by a judge, right? And so I said, okay. And they said it's used for what? It's used for entry to private property without consent. So when I spoke to chat and I was looking this up, I said, okay, well, do ICE agents need to have a judicial warrant for anything? No, chat says that they need an administrative warrant. Well, hey, chat, what the heck is an administrative warrant? Talk to me like I'm dumb. It says it can be signed by an ICE official. It said a senior ICE official. So someone in the, immigration department, the ICE department. Got it. Legal powers, civil immigration enforcement. And you can use it for what? In public spaces with permission, as long as you have an administrative warrant. So now I say to myself, then why is this guy screaming about a judicial warrant? Like, what is this guy talking about? He doesn't know what he's talking about. He wants something signed by a judge that does not have to be signed by a judge when it comes to ICE. So he interferes with the ICE protesters. I'm sorry, he interferes with ICE with trying to detain this illegal migrant. Because just because he dismissed this case doesn't mean that they don't have other detention or orders out on this immigrant or this migrant. So they have to re-detain them again. It doesn't mean, oh, they dismissed him, leave him alone. No, if he's got other orders to be removed or detained or what, then guess what? He's got to get re-detained. He's got to get detained again by ICE. They're not just going to let him off on the street. And this guy, Brad, the story about this guy, Brad, is that he locked arms with the migrant to show solidarity that he is with the illegal migrants. Again, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone, PTW. Why, if you're running for a mayor's office, governor's office, vice president or president would you want to be associated with one of the issues where people have voted on that they do not want illegal migrants in their country? Why would you go and lock arms with that person and say, I'm with them? Why would you fly down to El Salvador knowing that you might have your elections coming up, use taxpayers' money, and get nothing done from it because he is a citizen of El Salvador? These people are showing themselves to be complete idiots. Complete idiots. He says, isn't that the running for office or something like that? That's what the left needs. More smart people like him in charge. This is what they're being associated with. The left has gotten so bad. You said you're taking my life. They've gotten so bad that the sitting Democrat mayor has went independent. Mayor Eric Adams has left that party. And I think he even mentioned in a Fox News interview, there's a few other people that are also running as independents. This is how bad the Democrat Party is. 200 likes. Yes. This is now the most liked live stream I've ever had. And most views. But I appreciate all y'all. This is one of many. But this is what we got here. This guy is playing the wrong game. You want to side with the migrants? Fine. That's an easy way to lose. And then he's doing this during an election season. That's great. Good publicity is good publicity, right? Until your ass is put in jail. All of these protests that are going around right now, he said, notice how these videos only ever cut on after the cuffs are on. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm so glad you said that. See, I'm blaming P2W for this because I already queued this up. Yeah, it is funny how every single time the cameras get rolling or when the action starts. Just like Alex Padilla. You know, the guy that caused a whole bunch of issues last week that's no longer in the news anymore because it's not relevant. And these Democrats are old news doing this same stuff, just like Cory Booker. Anybody check his diaper from when he stood up for almost over 24 hours without going to the bathroom or getting something to eat? No one cares about it. Alex Padilla goes and interrupts Kristi Noem, causes a whole ruckus, and yeah, the cameras start rolling.
I also want to talk about specifically how many of our ICE agents have been doxxed for doing their duty, He goes and he disrupts this lady while she's trying to give a speech. And then right after, what does he do, P2W? He holds a press conference outside.
Wait a minute.
How convenient that this guy
they have been targeted and
goes and makes a whole ruckus and then goes outside and does what? Holds a press conference. How ironic that we have this guy being put in cuffs, cameras rolling, and it's, ICE agents, they are the bad guys again. Even though they're at a immigration hearing to re-detain the migrant. They're not at a criminal case for no reason. They're within their jurisdiction. They're doing their job. And then some political official decides to get in the middle and interfere with their operation. And then what if this migrant just goes and escapes and it causes more problems? These people are stupid, man. You're Taking Your Life says, what did that dude really think was going to happen when he went charging towards a female who was guarded by Secret Service? I don't know. But they want to find a way to call everybody wrong. Federal government's wrong. But this is the story that I wanted to cover. This guy, these people think they're fighting for a cause. and they're fighting for illegal migrants who have crossed the country. Insane. Just insane. Just insane here, man. Last comment I'm gonna read on this, and we're gonna end this show off. A senator doing this is unprofessional. Absolutely. Appreciate y'all, man.